Hi guys. I don't know how you feel. How do you feel living in the cities? But if you ask me this, I will say people are less considerate. They have less consideration for one another. They try to push you down your head under the water as much as they can so that they could dominate over you. And it's very competitive. Be it you're running a business or you're just an employee, it's very competitive. Everyone knows that. And you feel and see different types of people every day, people calling you names for being noticed, but let's keep this aside. What I feel most is people has less consideration for others, be it younger to you or elder to you. They have less consideration. If you are not from a well-to-do background, then they have no respect for you. You are, be it you are elderly man. I've seen this multiple times, even while traveling in a bus or even on the roadside. People will obviously underestimate you. They have no love for one another, no forgiveness. I'm talking this in a general point of view because I've seen people doing that. They are very loud. Loud in the sense, I'm not talking about the volume, but the way they behave is very loud. I don't know if I'm feeling this because I've never experienced or I've never lived in this kind of environment before, but people have no love. I mean, like the real love. The methods you're talking about must be very reasonable or even maybe silly, but they will always try to win any argument over you. I feel that I've seen this. If you work in a very simple job, then people will easily fire you if you have any silly mistakes. One thing I see in common is every people travel in the morning to go to the job, or if you're running a business, you're going to office to see more progress, and in the evening everyone is traveling back home. So the city is always busy, which is why people don't simply stay at home, because without working it's not easy to live. So everybody works, be it good simple job or be it a good job. One thing among the ladies, like out of something very silly or something that could have been just forgiven or just ignore it, they'll make a big drama out of it. Big drama. What I mentioned again, love and consideration, no mercy, is because I've seen like something that could have been just ignored or kind of just forgive because there's not something a really big matter, but they made that as a big issue. So this is what I wonder. Everyday people is struggling and everyday people is trying to fool you for their little benefit, and for that everybody is ready to argue with you. People easily argue with over silly reasons. Few people are there who understands, who ignore the argument or drama, but most of generally 80% or 90% people are always argumentative and silly, and they love to create dramas. And yet after all this, the love for the dogs, feeding them the biscuits or any eatable things for the dog, the milk, water on the way, and some any leftover food or some grasses on the way to feed the cows. In the city, people love more cows and dogs than a human being. This is true. Nothing is free in the cities. Everything you have to purchase, you have to buy for yourself. Water, foods, traveling, everything, living, even the light. Lighten your day, your room, you need to pay for it. For drinking, you have to pay for it. If you're in a countryside, in a village, you get free of cost water to drink, pure plain flowing from the stream, and light. Even if there is no electric current, there's no worries. Everything, if we get there is something for backup, but there's nothing in the cities. What is free is just a polluted air, polluted surrounding environment. It just a polluted air is free in the cities, which you have to inhale. If you inhale for longer, then you have a lungs problem or anything can happen to your health, you know that. So I feel funny, and this is it. It is scary, but it is true. But everyone is there rushing in the cities and living there in the cities. And yeah, this is it. I have many more to share, but I just these things only comes up in my mouth, in my mind right now. As we all know, the environment always affect our life. So I was not that argumentative, and I don't know how to open up any argument with any people before, but I have learned a little bit. But if you think me that if any one of you, all friends, like, who think that I'm very kind and very timid and don't know how to speak up for herself, then don't think that I am a little bit changed now, and I also can stand up for myself and speak for myself. Before I used to have many options why are people they are the way they are here in cities, but now that I'm being here for a little longer, I'm used to it and I have less opinion now. I think that's this is fair.